Well, guys, once again, good evening. Welcome to our session. Bueno, ayer arrancábamos nuevamente todo lo que es nuestro ciclo. Hacemos cambio, pasamos a un nuevo nivel que es el B1.1. Y pues hablando como de esos parámetros generales tal vez, hoy les enviaba como un correo que siempre les envío realmente, como esa bienvenida oficial, por decirlo así, al curso. Y pues les enviaba la presentación que utilicé ayer. Guys, recuerden que en esa presentación, pues además de estar por la información general y lo de siempre, están los links que los llevan a esos aspectos importantes como la descripción de lo del proyecto, que recuerden que para este ciclo, realmente el ciclo hablando de, más bien para este nivel, viene siendo todo de uno, el proyecto va a ser individual. Entonces, como por resumirles, una de las cosas particulares es que la idea es que vayan pensando en un important life event, ya que para el viernes la idea es que me digan cada uno de qué evento de su vida va a hablar. ¿Listo? Les contaba también que en este formato como tal va la descripción de todos los avances que vamos a estar realizando en los 5 niveles que tiene este B1. Y hablábamos ayer específicamente de lo que tenían que tener para esta primera parte. Listo, que obviamente también le daremos una mirada más adelante otra vez. Al igual que en los ciclos anteriores, la idea es que el material y ese apartado particular, bueno, la información más bien particular que se está pidiendo, se suba a una carpeta aquí en Teams no, en Google Drive, de tal manera que aquí también encuentran ese link. Hablamos del aula virtual, que ya todos están matriculados. Lo ideal es ir avanzando. Vamos viendo tema, vamos realizando la actividad en el aula virtual. También les compartía la información acerca del examen final, que está en nuestra carpeta acá de los instructivos. Les decía que oficialmente vamos a revisar los parámetros en la sesión número 9, aunque pues ustedes ya son libres, por decirlo así, de darle la mirada a esa información general. Y bueno, aquí está el link para que den una miradita nuevamente a los instructivos, el material que se va subiendo de cada sesión también aquí en el apartado, la carpeta más bien que se llama Sessions. Y bueno, también el link que lo lleva al documento que contiene los links de las grabaciones de clase. ¿Listo? Siempre al terminar los bloques sobre las 10:30, me atrevo a decir, ya las dos profes subimos los 2 links para que lo tengan ahí presente. Siempre es como la información general, ¿listo? Está acá, pero quisiera saber de pronto si tienen alguna pregunta. Okay. For the moment, no questions. Well, let's take attendance. I don't know where the other people are, but it's already high time. Karen Victoria Acevedo.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Steven Santiago Fonseca.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Sergio David Gómez. Está por el momento. Kiara Lizeth Martínez.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Jorge Jair Moreno.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Natalia Navarro.
Present.
Ok. Diego Fernando Olarte.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Dana Valentina Ortiz.
Present, miss.
Ok. Manuela Ortiz. No está todavía. Joan Sebastián Pavón. No está todavía. Beatriz Pedraza.
Miss.
Ok. Hamilton Peña.
Present, miss.
Ok. Xiomara Caterina Rincón.
Present.
Ok. Caterina Alexandra Rodríguez.
Present, miss.
Ok. Caterina Alexandra ya. Jessica Paola Ríos.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Marlon Desid Sánchez. Not here yet. Mendy Fabián Santa. Not here. Manuel Alberto Sepúlveda. ¿Dónde está? Karen Juliet Torres. María Alejandra Vega.
Present, teacher.
And Vanessa Zambrano.
Present, teacher.
Okay. We have for the moment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 absentees. Where are the people? Bueno, ya nos contarán eventualmente la razón. Okay, guys, let's refresh our memory before we actually begin with tonight's topic. Because today we are going to continue with our book, our new book. Of course, that will be pages 10 and 11. But before we go to that part, remember that yesterday we had a kind of mini homework. Because of time, we didn't see like, let's say the final result of this activity. The first grammatical component of Unit 1 was a review, talking about how to make questions in general. And we were talking about the use of auxiliaries. And that was the idea of this exercise. I really hope that you had the chance to do it. Let's check the results. So 18, okay, that was pretty good. Let's see how the podium was. María, V, Catherine, and Steven. Muy bien, así quedó el podium de esa actividad. Of course, you know that it is a mixture of the amount of time that you took and of course the correct answers. Generally, actually, there were 20 questions. That was a lot of questions to answer, you know. And the idea was to make sure to choose the proper combinations. In some cases, let's say that we had some extra help. For example, if we have been, that is the past participle, so the correct auxiliary to be used would be have or has. Of course, in this case is have. We already had the pronoun. In other cases, we had like to make sure that it made sense, right? Like in this case, we can't say where you speak. We have a verb, we have to use the auxiliary in present. Let's see what question probably was complicated. 14. Only one, to be honest. Okay. 14. The car stopped. It looks like most of you chose hasn't, which was the correct answer. Some of you chose didn't. Probably was a little tricky, but because we have the ed for the past participle, we can't use didn't. We remember that in the case of past, we don't make transformations to the verb. Okay, but in general, it looks like most of your answers were correct. Let's see if you remember having a difficult with a question in particular. The attendance. Yes, Manuel, yes, I already took the attendance. I guess I have to check once again because some of you have already arrived. It is you. I also saw Marlon. I guess. Let me write that down because then I forget. Yeah, guys, Marlon as well. Very good. I would like to know if you have a particular question in mind from the exercise that you would like to check. Of course, let's say in this case, feedback is about this information that the game provides. And question 14 probably was one of the complicated ones, but in general, on average, it looks okay. Do you have any question like you would like to check in particular? You personally like remember that was a little bit tricky? Let's see. Manuela as well. Okay. Manuela, Marlon, and Manuel. Okay, very good. I have to make the adjustment in a moment. So from this part, do you have like questions, guys? Once again, a question that you would like to clarify, maybe? No problems. Okay, very good. Yeah, it was a kind of exercise to refresh your memory. Up to this point, we can say that in terms of grammatical component, we have like covered a lot of information. So it is important like to start to organize all those ideas. I was telling you now, talking specifically of tonight's topic, that we are working on pages 10 and 11. As you see from the general layout of the 2 pages, we are talking about reading, of course, and the idea is to read and speak. So I hope that time works on our side and we can manage also to cover the section of vocabulary. In case that we can't, or that we don't have enough time to check the section of vocabulary, that will be something for you to do on your own, okay? So I hope that we can. In case that we don't, that will be like more of autonomous work. Well, from this part that we have in here, I'm talking too much. Let's begin with a kind of survey. You notice that based on the images that we have, we are talking about kind of free time and what we do with our time. This question that I am sending are the questions or the statements actually that we have on this part of the book. Everything is related to this title. It says the myths that make you feel guilty. Guys, do you remember the meaning of guilty? What is guilty? What is the meaning of this word, guilty?
I don't know.
Let's ask for some help. Who knows the meaning of guilty?
Culpable means
Culpable, yes. So if we have a look at the pictures, once again, that we have in here, we are talking about probably some activities related to our time. And we're going to read, the information to see which of these myth makes us feel guilty. Mandy, yes, you changed your name. I wasn't going to say iPhone. Tell me.
Teacher present. Excuse
Right.
me.
Okay, sure, don't worry. I have to check the attendance because other participants have already arrived as well. So guys, let's have a look at the 4 statements in here. It says young people spend too much time on the internet. People who get up early are more productive. Multitasking is an essential modern skill, and there is no such thing as too much exercise. I'm gonna send the link again to make sure that everybody has it because some people have already arrived. The idea, guys, is that you choose which of these 4 opinions is true, of course, based on your perception, what you believe. If you consider that all 4 are true, choose all 4. If only one is true for you, only one. That's up to you, okay? So guys, while you do the activity, while you do this part, I'm going to adjust the attendance. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes for you to think about it, and then we'll see. Remember, if you consider that all of them are true, then all of them are true. 2 minutes starting now. I'm going to make the adjustment on the attendance in the meantime. For the moment, there are 12 answers out of 19. Where are the other 7 people? We have around 40 seconds left. Then when time is up, I'm going to ask the opinion of some of you about those aspects that are being presented. Okay, I can share the screen again. Okay, guys, time's up. For the moment, we have 14 answers, 15, very good. Let's use the percentage, looks more elegant. So if we rank your opinions, we could say that opinion number 1, most of you agree that young people spend too much time on the internet. On second place, we have opinion, let's say number 2. People who get up early are more productive. And the third one would be multitasking is an essential modern skill, okay? Of course, different opinions and different perspectives, but I would like you guys to expand a little bit more. Diego, in your case, which one did you choose? For example, did you choose the first one as one of your possibilities? Diego, do you have microphone tonight? First and second, yeah, because I wanted to ask you, like, to expand a little bit, like, what do you think, or why do you agree on the first one? Okay. Well, you are pending there. I will ask you later. Hamilton, what about you? Which ones did you agree with?
Teacher, I agree with the number 1.
As well? Okay, and why do you think that, Hamilton?
I think the most of young people use the internet for watch videos and to use social networks, but in some case the young people use the internet to learn about things, different things.
Okay, Hamilton, very good. You said used for what? For watching. Because for is a preposition, we have to use ing. And pronunciation, Hamilton, you said some case? In some cases, okay? Okay, that is true. Thank you, Hamilton. I would like to ask Jorge, did you agree with the second one?
Yes, teacher, I agree.
Why do you think that, Jorge?
Because the people who get up early can be productive
Can be productive.
an all day.
Okay, and in your opinion, what time would be early, you know, like to get up? What is early for you?
Around 5 to 6 a.m.
Okay, that looks early. Interesting. Thank you, Jorge. Well, the other two didn't have like many votes. Only 2 people agreed. Well, actually 3, sorry, on that one. I would like to ask one of those who agreed on the third one. Multitasking is an essential modern skill. Like to expand on your opinion. Which of you guys agreed on this statement, the third one? There are 3 of you who voted that one. So which one of you guys would like to expand a little bit? Don't be shy. Nobody? No, that's sad.
Teacher,
Yes,
me,
Marlon. Okay.
I think that is important, but not in how companies site, because companies site multitasking, but he refer a exploitation job, no sé cómo se dice eso, but
Okay.
como explotación laboral, but multitasking is important. For example, by projects, when you job in different projects, you require do multitasking activities, and in some cases
Multiple?
multiple meetings. So is that.
Okay. In the case of exploitation, it was exploitation. It is like transparent. That would be like work exploitation. And well, when you said when you job in different tasks, when you work, and you are right, Marlon, in general aspects, companies expect you to do many things at the same time, and that is not the point of multitasking. We actually are going to expand a little bit on the article, you know. And guys, which was, or who of you guys was the one who chose number 4? Because according to this, only one of you. Number 4 said, there is not such a thing as too much exercise. So this is an opinion from someone who actually exercises. I could somehow, well, predict, because I can't be sure about that. So guys, which of you shows the last statement? There is no such thing as too much exercise.
Me, Kiara Martinez.
Okay, Kiara, could you expand a little bit on that? Do you like to do exercise, Kiara?
For now, no. But
Okay.
I was doing exercise until December last year. I choose this sentence because the exercise and physical activity have more protective factors than risk for our health. Actually, if we do exercise, we can decrease cardiovascular illness like obesity, high pressure arterial,
Pressure.
yes, and we decrease the risk of I say AIM, infarto agudo del miocardio.
Okay. What would be the name of that in English? Because yeah, you said the technical acronym in Spanish, right?
ISCHEM. I
ISCHEM?
think ISCHEM. Like infarct.
Okay, yeah, wasn't. Yeah, because stroke is also one of the possibilities. But Kiara, you are pointing out something that is absolutely important and is very interesting to know. Very good, guys. I wanted to ask for the moment some of you. Of course, I'm sure that you would like to expand a little bit more. We will have the chance in a moment. This is what we're going to do. Let me go back to our presentation. Well, we have already discussed different aspects of Am I sharing the whole screen? No, I'm sharing the Mentimeter. Okay, so we have already talked about some aspects related to the use of time. Noted that in some cases we were talking about, from our perspective, things that can be considered useful. In other cases, things that are not, let's say, as good as they are supposed to be, like how young people use their time. Guys, we're going to read the article, okay? I'm sure that you already noticed that our readings are a little bit longer compared to the readings that we had, of course, because we are now B1 students. So guys, I'm gonna send you to breakout rooms, okay? I'm going to tell you what you are going to do. This is the article that we have, okay? The article is divided into 4 different paragraphs. You will notice that each paragraph is related to the aspects that we have just discussed a little bit. I'm going to go back for a moment to our previous slide. The paragraph 1, well, all the paragraphs are related to the topics that we have in here that we already talked about in our Mentimeter. So guys, when you, let's say, arrive to your group, you are going to divide the text. So you decide which of you is student number 1, student number 2, student number 3, and student number 4, okay? That is the first decision that you're going to make the moment that you arrive to your group, okay? This is the next part in terms of the instruction. After you read each paragraph, you're going to complete with the missing statements from the previous exercise. Notice that on each paragraph, we have these blank spaces. The idea is to complete these blank spaces with the statements that we read at the beginning. If you're wondering where they are in the book, they are on this part, okay? So if you have the book, of course you all do. Remember that we're working on pages 10 and 11. So first, remember, divide the text into 1 paragraph per student. Then complete the spaces with the statements that we discussed, that we have them on the book. Guys, on each box that you have in here, you are going to write the most interesting and surprising information collected from the paragraph. Guys, it's very important that we summarize the information. It is not to rewrite again. Notice that the paragraphs contain a lot of information. The idea is not to write the whole paragraph once again in the box. Notice the, let's say, the instruction, what it is, like pointing out the interesting and surprising information from the paragraph. After you complete it, then as a group, guys, you are going to answer the information that we have in the box in the middle. The question that I have in here is exactly the same question that we have it in the box. Is because for the moment, I know that it is not that big. The question says, what common beliefs do people have about lifestyle in your country? Name 3, okay? You may be wondering, but beliefs, things like what? Similar to what we already discussed at the beginning. Some of you were talking about multitasking. Kiara, for example, was talking about the importance and how good doing exercise is. I mean, of course, there are other aspects that you can share different from the ones that we had in the article, which is the idea that on this box, we provide different information that is not presented in the article. So I'm going to repeat. We'll be working in groups. Each of you guys is going to have 1 paragraph. You decide in your groups which one is student number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Read the paragraph, complete the text, and write the important and, when the word is not important, interesting and surprising information. And as a group, answer the question that we have here in the middle. In this case, we are talking about lifestyle in our country. Okay? Guys, do you have any questions about the instructions while I check? Yes, Santiago, tell me.
Teacher, what does belief mean?
Good question, guys. What does belief mean? Instead of me telling you, like in Spanish, maybe, which would be the definition of belief?
Creer.
Well, I was expecting like
¿Qué creencias comunes?
Creencias.
that. Yeah, that's the definition. Yeah, you know, I was expecting that maybe you were going to use a synonym in English, but yes. Sorry?
Okay.
Fe, teacher, fe, then have to fe.
Well, in this context, is not related to faith, Beatriz, because usually belief can be connected like to the religious point of view, you know, but in this case, it's not about that context. This case is more like about European, like the way of thinking, you know, more like the opinion, more like on that point of view. Yeah, that word is very important to answer the question, absolutely. Yeah, guys, any other question that you have? Okay, so notice that actually you have a lot to do, guys. Read the text, agree on the answers. So in total, you're going to have 20 minutes. It looks like a lot of time, but guys, actually it isn't if we don't use it properly. When we get back, I'm going to choose a speaker, you know, of each group in order to present the answers that you collected here in the box that we have in the middle. Of course, I will also ask you about the summary that you got from your paragraphs, but the idea is that all of you guys present those common beliefs that you consider that we have here in our country, okay? Let me create the groups, making sure that, okay. Yeah, it's gonna take me kind of a minute. And there is now a person that has arrived. I have to create them again. Yes, I haven't shared the link. I'm organizing the groups because I think that I saw a repeated name and then I don't want you like to suffer like I'm suffering in this moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I'm gonna send you the link. Remember, guys, that the slide that you're going to use is the slide that corresponds to the number of your group. I already made the adjustment where you can share your screen. There will be one group of 3 participants, okay? I just wanted to let you know that, guys. You will see. But you can manage. It's going to be Diego, Marlon, and Mendy. Let's start. Manuel, Mendy, Manuel y Sebastián, cuéntenme, no les sale el link, no les sale la invitación. Ya los están esperando. Carlos, Manuela, cuéntenme.
Teacher, qué pena es que yo estaba aquí en transporte público y acabé de llegar a la casa, entonces esas lecturas, estaba poniendo un
Ok.
poco ahí de cuidado. ¿Las lecturas están en el libro o en dónde están?
Sí, sí, está en el libro. Lo que pasa es que lo que hice fue dividir los parrafitos. Es exactamente lo mismo, realmente. Ya cuando usted llegue al grupo, les des que ustedes se dividan a quién le corresponde qué párrafo.
Ok, ok.
Listo.
Y esa siguiente diapositiva está en alguna parte, hay que llenarla.
Sí, yo les envié el link. Yo creo que se le tocó con Diego y con Mendy. Ya, pero igual si quieren, venga, lo vuelvo a enviar por acá para asegurar. Sí. Entonces a ustedes les toca la diapositiva 2.
Gracias, mi amor.
Ok, Marlon, welcome. Hi, Diego.
Hi, teacher.
Uh, okay, you're in group number 2.
Yes, teacher.
I'm gonna send you. Okay,
Thank you.
there you go. Mhm. Hi, Sergio, we're doing some group work. I'm gonna send you to group number 2. Okay? Then we'll let you know what we are
Okay,
doing.
teacher.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. You will be with Diego, Marlon, and Mendy. Hi, Manuel. Which group are you working with? I guess, yes.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Manuel. I
I
already,
think I was in group 3, but my cell phone just is dead. So
okay, don't worry.
is it possible you to send me back to the group?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you.
There you go. Hello, guys.
Teacher. Teacher, en las diapositivas, en los cuadros hay que escribir lo más relevante del texto o qué es lo que hay que
Sí.
escribir realmente. Lo que uno cree más relevante del texto.
Sí, señor. Ujú. Y luego responder la de la mitad, ¿no? Que eso sí es algo que ustedes no encuentran en el texto. Ya es algo que con lo que ustedes, digamos, los 4 están de acuerdo.
Ah, la mitad. Ah, ok, ok. Listo.
Ujú.
Thank you,
¿Listo?
teacher.
Welcome, guys.
No aparece mi nombre.
Hello.
Hello, Miss. We
What
have a
happened?
problem.
What happened?
Nos
Miss,
quitaron la diapositiva.
nos eliminaron sin culpa o algo la
Ay,
diapositiva.
no puede ser.
Sí, Miss.
Sí, es verdad. ¿Quién fue? Última modificación hace unos segundos.
No hay como una opción de darle atrás y que
¿Atrás?
se haga como el movimiento.
No, eso atrás sería quien la eliminó. Ay, no, eso fue alguien que no se dio cuenta.
Atrás, no, es
Carajo.
que...
Hacer una copia ayer 7 de marzo. No, no hay manera. Última modificación. A ver, todas las versiones. Versiones con nombre, ¿no? Quedamos iguales. Ay, no. Lo siento en el alma. Voy a mirar
Pero
por acá.
es que
19:21, no.
nosotras éramos la 4 y estábamos escribiendo y yo le dije, ¿qué pasó? ¿Por qué no aparece mi nombre en la 4? Y
Sí.
cuando nos dimos cuenta era que ninguna estaba.
No está. No puede ser, no puede ser. No había pasado esto
¡Ay!
nunca.
Apareció.
¿Apareció?
Lili, yo le dije para atrás, tras, un montón detrás y apareció.
Qué
Yo
horror,
no sé
menos
a quién
mal.
le borré el trabajo, pero yo le di un montón de para atrás, tras y apareció.
Lo
Yo
importante
creo
es que
que
apareció.
se deshicieron todos los movimientos que habían hecho en los otros
Sí.
grupos.
Por eso yo
Quien
creo
haya
que le
sido,
eliminé el trabajo a
exacto.
los que iban adelante, pero no sabía.
Sí, quien haya sido se dio cuenta y empezó a darle para atrás a lo loco porque yo no fui, que yo no pude. A mí,
No, pues, yo no sé, a alguien le borré el trabajo porque yo le di mucho para atrás para que no nos eliminaran.
oh my God.
Ya,
Listo. Ay, menos mal.
tomemos una foto antes de...
Si tenían sueño, se les quitó.
Sí, y ahorita dicen, ¿quién nos borró lo que ya llevamos?
Oh my God. Bueno, podemos respirar. Quedan 5 minutos, ladies.
Vamos a tomar una foto por si las moscas de que ya lo hicimos. Miss.
Mejor, sí. Creo que toca así ahora en
Bueno.
adelante. Bueno, no les
Sí,
quito
porque
tiempo.
bueno, Miss.
Chaito. ¿Qué es Well, guys, welcome back. I was checking the slides. Well, of course, I'm sure that you noticed that I added 5 more minutes to the first amount of time that I had already, let's say, assigned. The idea, of course, is that all of you can finish the assignment and not like to ask you that you haven't finished. I know that probably you're polishing some ideas, but in general aspects, up to this point, all of you already managed to do the assignment. There is a microphone open, just like wanted to let you know, guys, for you. Check, or I don't know if you have any question before we start. Let's see. Okay, got it. Well, we can start in group number 1. We have Jorge, Hamilton, Vanessa, and Karen. Well, actually, before we check the question that we had in the middle, because at the end of the day, that's like the idea that you share that. Let's try this presentation mode. So guys, from group number 1, who was in charge of the first paragraph? Who read the first paragraph in group number 1?
Me, teacher. Got it.
Oh, okay, Karen, could you share what you consider was the most important and interesting from that paragraph, please?
Okay, and the most important idea is the idea of who get up early are more productive is wrong, because an investigation says that early birds and night owls are equally productive.
Productive. Absolutely, very good. Let's see if in group number 2 we have a different opinion, a different perspective. Who was in charge of the first paragraph in group number 2? Beatriz, Manuel, Santiago, and Sebastián. Group number 2. Who was in charge of paragraph 1?
For number 2, the best paragraph for the best advice is still the wholesaling moderation in
No,
all.
but I'm asking about paragraph 1, like if you have extra information to expand compared to what group number 1 shared. So I'm still asking about paragraph 1, but sorry for the interruption.
Paragraph 1? Okay, sorry, teacher. The early birds and the night owls are equally productive. Just with the difference in their schedule, while the early birds 10 hours after wake up, they are tired. The night owls start their productive time.
Okay, that would be, yeah, in this case, the extra information was related to the amount of time that they are up, while the early birds 10-hour time. Okay. Let's have a look at paragraph number 2. Kiara, Valentina, Catherine, and Maria. Who was in charge of the second paragraph? Sorry?
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. Who was in charge of the second paragraph here in this group?
Me.
Okay. Could you share what you consider was the most interesting and relevant from the paragraph?
Any XX is bad even at size, we shall be done moderately so as not to have complications in the future in our bodies.
Our bodies. Any with one N, you know?
Sí, lo siento.
We should be done. Instead of we, it. It's way too small here in this case. Because in this case, we're talking about like the exercise in general, like it should be done moderatively. Because we're talking, oh my God, we're talking about an adverb. Okay. And what about, it's not to have complications for the future adverbs, okay? What about group number 5? Let me ask you about paragraph number 3. In group number 5, we had Xiomara, Jessica, Manuela, and Natalia. Who was in charge of paragraph number 3?
Me, teacher. About the paragraph number 3, I saw that at the beginning, I suppose that young people not spend too much time on the internet. I was thinking that the old people spend more time, and they made a study and found that 18 to 24 years old spend around 32 hours a week online, but for 45 to 54 years old, it's 40 hours.
Okay.
So all people spend more time on the internet.
Okay, let's see the chat. Okay, Santiago, no problem. That happens. Let's see if group number 1 has something to expand on that idea. Also on paragraph number, well, actually it's pretty much the same. Let's not like repeat the information. Group 1, what about paragraph 4? Who was in charge of that section?
Teacher, the interesting information we found, the human brain can do several things at the same time. It can only switch quickly from one task to another. If you try to do several things at once, do you each thing less well? Concentrate on what you are doing. Do you fewer think better?
Very good. Actually, that is a pretty good summary of what paragraph number 4 was stating. Like the whole idea of multitasking, let's not say that it is an invention, but it's not as perfect as we think. You already established. Basically, what we do is to focus our attention less on the thing that we are supposed to do. I'm sure that while you were reading also your classmates' answers, you also noticed that you had the same statements placed on the corresponding paragraph. So I'm just going to send them to the chat to make sure that all of you guys agree. Remember that the idea was to complete them, but I'm sure that after reading, it was, I wouldn't say obvious, but the information was clear enough to recognize which statement completed which paragraph. Well, guys, let's have a look at the...
Number 4 is A or C?
What did I write? Did I write C? A. What? I repeated, sorry, my mistake. It is C. It should let me edit. If I can edit, I will eliminate it. Yeah, number 4 is C, absolutely. That's the one. Well, guys, we had a question that, as I was telling you, the answer is not in the text, but it's based on what you know, your experience, and what common beliefs do people have about lifestyle in your country. Hamilton, please, could you share the ideas that you in your group agreed on?
Teacher, the first is Colombian people think if you don't eat a lot, you are malnourished. Second, Colombian people think if you are a clean person, you will do better in life. The people in Colombia believe it's more important the hard work than social life.
Okay, yeah, those are very general conceptions that people usually have, especially the first one, right? Like you have to keep on eating a lot. It doesn't matter how many times you say that no. Interesting. Let's see, we have a different point of view from the following group. Diego, Mendy, Marlon, and Sergio. Sergio, could you read the beliefs that you agreed on group number 2, please?
Teacher, the first one?
The 2 that you wrote, well, you will still have one
No, okay,
pending,
teacher.
right?
Okay. Agree. I don't agree with anyone.
You don't agree
But
with the information that you put in the box in the middle, Sergio?
no, yes.
That's the
But
one I'm asking.
I don't believe in that things.
You don't believe in those things.
Yes.
Well, the idea was for you guys to agree on those aspects. So which of you guys wrote those statements? I thought that you had agreed on them. So guys, which one of you wrote these 2 answers in the box?
No, teacher, I wrote the second one, but what I'm trying to say is that is the common belief that people have, but in
It
my
was a
perspective,
person don't agree. Okay, I see your point.
yes, that yes, teacher.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the explanation, Sergio, but read them, please.
The first one, that night owls people are lazy and early birds are most productive.
More
And the
productive.
second one, a multitasking person exists because they are lazy.
Okay. Could you expand on the second one, Sergio? Exist because they are lazy. What do you mean by that idea?
The idea is I grow the lazy people because you are writing in your computer and maybe at the same time watching a series. And I don't know, you don't have much time to do both activities for separate, and you are lazy for do that thing.
For doing.
I don't know,
Okay.
or maybe with other things. I don't know. Fixing something, and you don't have more. I don't know, fixing a table, and you don't have all the implements. So you do only one. You do the only things you have at the moment, and you don't go to other place to buy what you need.
Okay. Well, guys, remember that the idea is to write 3. You still have 1 pending. Thank you, group number 2. Group number 3, Manuel, could you read the beliefs that in your group decided to put on that box, please?
Hi, teacher. Yes. Meat is the main source of protein. It's the first one. Yes, but I mean, it's a source of protein, but not necessarily like the main. The second one is go to bed early is good for health. In my personal belief, I think yes. Practicing a sport is good for your health. Yes, but sometimes I have heard about cases when some sportmans like have maybe some health issues when they are older, sometimes with their muscles. Yeah, those are common.
Okay, the common beliefs. Yeah, it's pretty similar to what was stated on the second paragraph, right? Which is true. Like also pointing out one of the conclusions from the paragraph, like everything with moderation, like the muscles have some damage Okay. Kiara, Valentina, Catherine, and Maria, which are the beliefs that you as a group decided to include on that box? Okay, you didn't say. Maria.
One, Colombian people think the women are multitasking because they can house the whole chores, take care of children, and work at the same time. But Colombian think the men can do it the same task. And two, in our country, people think if they get up early, they'll help them with their problems or their daily times. And three, adult people think young people waste their time in the internet instead of doing things that old people consider productive.
Okay, interesting perspectives from you guys. Just a few things, really few, of spelling and grammar. In this case, from number 3, that people consider productive. The adjectives in English never go in plural. It doesn't matter if we're talking about plural things, but the description never goes in plural. Okay, that was interesting. And the last group, Xiomara, Jessica, Manuela, and Natalia. Natalia, could you share the ideas, please? Natalia. Looks like Natalia not here for the moment, of course.
Aquí estoy, teacher.
Okay,
Sorry.
don't worry. I was asking you, like, if you could read the box that we have here where you collected your answers.
I can't hear everything.
Natalia, I'm asking about this box. What common beliefs do people have about lifestyles in your country? Like to read the answers that you wrote.
Okay. We wrote that the exercise helps with overall health, physical and mental health is important. People believe that good nutrition is a key to their vitality. A good diet can help us to have a good health, and it's important sleep 8 hours a day so that the brain and body rest enough.
Absolutely, very good. Well, guys, thank you very much. I know that you suffered in a little bit. There was one moment when a slide was erased. You know, when I say that in Spanish, hubo un momento en el que un grupo me llamó porque la diapositiva había sido borrada, guys. Nos toca tener muchísimo cuidado porque al ser un documento compartido, todo nos afecta a todos. De pronto fue, obvio sin querer, no tengo la más mínima duda al respecto, pero entonces menos mal se pudo solventar. Solo pues tener cuidado de a que le damos clic, pilas con la manito para no eliminar sin querer, yo sé, el trabajo pues de los otros porque luego, imagínense. Evidentemente se puede volver a hacer, pero la desesperación es un momento que si no lo podemos evitar, mucho mejor. Well, guys, we have already read the article. We analyzed the information. We even read the answers that our classmates provide. Somehow we can say that we have already become kind of experts, you know. And to wrap up this exercise of reading the article and analyzing it, you are going, guys, to page number 10, and you will have a look at activity number 3, only this part. We have already done the other parts. The only different was that we did it in a different order, but you were doing all the activities with your groups. I'm going to read the instruction. It says, read the article again but I'm sure that you don't really need to read again. In case that you need to refresh your memory, you can check your slide. You know, you can have a look. No, that isn't the slide. You can have a look at your slides where you summarize the information. Bueno, aquí me quedaron debiendo la tercera. You are already experts on what the article was about. Let's read the questions that we have in here, you know. Let me ask Jessica, could you read questions number 1 and number 2, please?
Is question number 1 is how does the reader feel about his own lifestyle? Number 2, when are night owls more productive?
That would be it. Thank you, Jessica, the writer. Valentina, please, could you read questions 3 and 4?
What kind of people have damage to their heart muscles? Which groups spend the most time online in the USA?
Very good. What kind of people had damage in their muscles with the pronunciation? And finally, questions 5 and 6. Manuela.
Yes, teacher. Is number 4, 5, and 6?
Only 5 and 6.
Okay. What older people better are doing online than younger people? Is it impossible to multitasking well? Why and why not?
That would be it. As you notice, we're basically summarizing what we have just read, just to wrap up this activity. Guys, I'm gonna give you 7 minutes. I'm sure that you remember most of the information, but if you want to check the information of the article, it is just fine. After that, then we have just enough time to check the answers and probably some extra information to be shared, okay? Remember, guys, we're going to, or you guys are going to answer only part 3A. We already did the other parts of the text. 7 minutes starting now. Well, guys, thumbs up. Let's check the answers. I'm sure that it was pretty easy for you after reading and analyzing all the information that you read in the article. Karen Victoria, how does the writer feel about his own lifestyle?
Yes, teacher. And the writer feel he's doesn't enough for his lifestyle. No sé cómo decirlo. No siente que no hace suficiente por su vida.
But you were on the right idea, Karen. He doesn't do enough.
He doesn't do enough.
For his lifestyle. Very good. Any feeling maybe in particular?
Depressed.
Depressed, yes. He was like, that's how he started, basically. Thank you. Let's have a look at question number 2. Natalia. Question number 2 was, what are night owls more productive? Well, I had already asked Natalia. Let me ask Catherine Alexandra.
Yes, Miss.
When are
Number
night
2?
owls? Yes, that one.
Night owls are less tired and better able to concentrate.
But when?
In the night.
At night.
At night.
And do you remember like the specific time gap that they said in the article, like after how many hours of waking?
10. Less 10 hours, Miss.
Exactly, Catherine. Thank you very much. Yes, that was the idea. Let me see the chat. Okay, Diego, number 3. It says, what kind of people had damage to their heart muscles?
The young athletics teacher, when they are 15 years old, maybe.
Okay, the young, Diego, would you say young to the well,
No, when they are
okay.
15 years old.
50.
15.
15, 1-5?
Yes.
I disagree, Diego. Are you sure? Or maybe
Yes.
I'm...
In the second paragraph, the author says when the young athletes do exercise at they are 15 years old, in the future, her muscles are
muscles.
Muscles.
According to a recent study, who are now in their 50s.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah, I was going to say 15, like, how come? How are they going to do? How are like teenagers going to get already muscle, let's say failure when they are way too young? Yeah, that is why I was like interrupting you too much, Diego, sorry. But yes, it says that the athletes now, let's say now, that they are in their 50s is when they have that kind of damage in their heart muscle, but not 15, right? Careful with that one. Okay. Thank you, Diego. So just to clarify, everybody, we already talked about that. It is more like when they are middle-aged. Well, we're about to finish. Number 5, Manuel, what are older people better at doing online than younger people?
Oh, they spend more time online than younger people.
Very good. So basically, it was about time. We weren't specifying the performance in particular. And to finish, no, we still have, no, yeah, let's say to finish. Question number 6, Xiomara. Is it impossible to multitask well? Why or why not? Xiomara Caterina.
Yes, teacher. It's impossible because because our recent study of the brain can do several things at the same time.
Yeah, like the problem is not to do them at the same time, but how well they are done, right? That was the idea. Like each one was done less well. Okay. Well, guys, remember what we said yesterday? It's becoming a little bit more complex. Remember that the readings are going to be longer. When we have this type of text, I always try to divide it. So one, I can make sure that you all guys read the part of the text that corresponds to you, and then you can summarize the information as a group. I know that it requires a lot of time, but that's the best way, you know, to approach this type of activities. Well, guys, as usual, thank you very much. That will be it for the first part of the session. We'll meet once again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, Miss.
Good night, guys. Take care.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye.